starting.
Friday again. Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Football is here, so get your betting ready. We got Vinny back for more. We're Goodwill hunting today, and Tim McMahon is up early in OKC, where last night he had a front row seat for the Thunder and the Lakers. Game 2 as LeBron James stepped onto the playoff hardwood for the 300th time. That is the most in NBA history. And Jay, he was frustrated much of the night with the calls he wasn't getting, like right there.
Yeah, I mean, look, his size and his frame, he's going to get hit. But when he gets hit, it feels like he's swatting away gnats.
On the other side, it's Austin Reeves throwing it away. It's SGA going in this direction. Thunder up by 10. You want to see frustration bubbling over Vinny. Look at J.J. Redick. He'll get teed up here.
I think that's the Duke in him.
He was frustrated. Meanwhile, the Lakers, they probably couldn't play much better. The alley-oop, LeBron had 23. Lakers up 1 at the break. Third quarter, OKC in maybe some trouble. SGA on the bench with foul trouble.
He doesn't look trouble.
Austin Reeves, this could be some trouble. Reeves had 31. The Lakers had a 5-point lead. And then we come down. It's the Lakers throwing it away. We're going back in transition. It's Mitchell. Show me the defense. Jay, where's the defense?
There is no defense, and that's an easy lay at the rim. 21 turnovers for the Lakers in this game.
Then it's Jared McCain knocking down a 3. The Thunder open up a 7-point lead. All this with SGA on the bench. Then it's Jalen Williams on the ring. OKC plus 18 while SGA was on the bench in the third quarter. They take a 13-point lead going to the fourth. But the Lakers would hang in there. OKC up 6. Finally, SGA. He would score 22. He's been, by his standards, very quiet in this series. Fourth quarter, Thunder up 13. LeBron fouled, but they're going to say it was on the floor, so the bucket doesn't count. He can't believe it. JJ can't believe it. They made a lot of those facial expressions throughout the entire night. Meanwhile, Thunder looking to put it away. SGA, and that they do. OKC, a 2-0 lead despite the Lakers playing about as well as they possibly can. And afterwards, frustration for the road team.
LeBron has the worst whistle of any star player I've ever seen. I mean, I've been with him 2 years now. There's, again, the smaller guys, because they can be theatric, they typically draw more fouls, and the bigger players that are, built like LeBron, it's hard for them. But he gets clobbered, and he got clobbered again tonight a bunch. I mean, guy gets hit on the head more than any player I've seen on drives, and it rarely gets called.
How do you feel like the officiating was a factor in those runs that they were able to put together, the Thunder were able to put together?
We're down 2-0.
Bravo.
And he kept saying that over and over. LeBron wasn't going there. JJ was. Tim McMahon, you had a front row seat to the action. How much of a factor in this game was the officiating?
Well, it was game 2 in Oklahoma City, so the post-game griping about officiating being the primary storyline is right on time. And look, the Oklahoma City Thunder are maybe the most difficult team in the league to officiate. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander excels at drawing fouls. That wasn't really a factor in this game, by the way. They are also a physical defense. Handsy, call it what you want. J.J. Redick and a lot of other coaches, a lot of other players will tell you they foul on every possession. And Lou Dort and Alex Caruso and those guys will say, if the refs don't blow the whistle, it's not a foul. We're playing disciplined, tough defense without fouling. So, look, as far as the reasons that the Lakers lost this game, we got to scroll down a long way to find the officiating. They went on a 22-4 run when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was sitting on the bench in the third quarter with foul trouble. The Lakers have a lot of concerns in this series. And again, you can put the officiating on that list, but don't tell me that's why they're down 2-0 in a series and have gotten beat by 18 in both games when SGA is not even playing well.
Tim, I'm not going to tell you that's why they're down, but last night was maybe one of the worst officiating games I've seen in a long time. Can we just please run the clip?
Yeah.
I mean, there's just one call in general that I think epitomizes the game, and it was a call that the refs actually made. I don't know how you don't reward an and one here. Foul, continuation, and one. All 3 refs looking at the same thing on the court, and the refs didn't determine there's no and one.
Right.
I think there's a lot of that goes on during these games. Not saying it's an excuse. That's one thing. Second thing I got to say, after watching last night, guys, I think we all can sit up here on national TV and say we think that the Lakers are going to lose this series, right? I had OKC winning in 4. I just don't know, as you think about next year, people keep talking about LeBron, where will LeBron be? I don't know how you can have Austin Reeves on the same team with Luka. And a lot of people try to say Austin Reeves is Luka's Jalen Brunson or Luka's Kyrie Irving. And my thing, at some point, though, having both those guys on the court from a defensive liability perspective is a major theme. I think you have to get 3-and-D guys that can defend, can shoot, and literally construct a team around Luka. I don't know if it's worth paying Austin Reeves $30 million plus and then have cap space issues to get those opposing players.
Since you're going there, let's go there. Then we'll dive right in. The Lakers going home. And I think it certainly feels likely to everyone that they're going home to play their last games of this season. Maybe they'll surprise us all. I would love for them to make us all look stupid for having this conversation. But in the event their season does end here sometime in the next week or so, whether they get another win or whatever the case may be, the idea, them getting out of this series feels ridiculously unlikely. So then we get into a fascinating future where they're building around Luka. They've got the Austin Reeves decision hanging out there, and they've got a LeBron decision hanging out there. Vince, what's going to happen?
I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen. I think we can all assume that LeBron's not going to sign a max contract, a long-term contract. This is a year-to-year thing with him. And if you're the Lakers, you're kind of in this spot of a holding pattern. You have your next guy, but you can't go into the full element of team building around Luka Doncic until you figure out exactly what's going to happen with LeBron James and what that cap number is. Because if he's making $50 million, and then you're getting Austin Reeves at that number, and then you have Luka Doncic at that number, that's not sustainable, not only for your own cap structure, but just from a standpoint of team building. That's just not where the Lakers are right now, and I think the way that this season ended, it kind of gave the appearance that, maybe LeBron won't leave, but you have to ask the question, what's best for the Lakers at this point,
right?
Not just what LeBron's choice is going to be.
What do you think, Tim?
Listen, don't get cute with Austin Reeves. Yes, he does fit next to Luka. Yes, you do need to surround them with length and athleticism, but this is the one summer that the Lakers will have to utilize cap space, because when they re-sign Austin Reeves, it will be their last official order of business. They will have him on that cap hold. How much cap space will they have? That's going to depend on the LeBron decision. If he wants to be back in Los Angeles, it's going to have to be on a steep pay cut. But again, this is their one chance to upgrade. Luka needs a dynamic scoring sidekick. We've seen that work with Brunson. We've seen that work with Kyrie. And then you've got to surround them with 3-and-D type of players with a real rim protector, which they don't have on the roster. But don't get cute with Austin Reeves. Pay the man. Keep him in L.A. next to Luka.
Tim, I'm with you. I just, when you look at Luka and some of the construct around him, Kyrie was very dynamic. He can score. And I know we're saying Austin Reeves could potentially be that, right, long term. I think you need, the league is transpiring into this where you need the right defensive pieces around Luka. And watching him get targeted defensively and watching him not take care of the ball are just things that I would be looking at if I were a general manager.
You can't shoot 50% from the floor in a playoff game and lose by 18. That's a defensive problem, to your point.
Yeah, and that's happening right now without even having Luka on the floor, who one would assume would make their defense worse, not better. Meanwhile, Fortenbaugh's here all morning long to get you set for any gambling ideas you may need. We've already sort of talked past this series, but there's a Game 3 coming up. What would you be thinking about?
I think you go the opposite of what you just watched here. You bet the under, which is 210.5, and then you look at the Laker team total, which is going to be 101.5. That pop from the last game. All right, that prop was sitting there 98.5 last night. Lakers go out. They have their highest scoring game in like 5 playoff games. So now the books adjust. They come up to 101.5. Go the other way. Again, the Lakers just shot 50% from the floor. I don't see that happening again. And on top of that, as a playoff series wears on, the pace tends to drop. And when the pace drops, the possessions drop, the shooting drops, and the scoring drops. I'd be looking at a lot of unders here.
Look, the reality from a Lakers perspective is I'm not sure how much better they can play than they've played in the first 2 games of this series. And the scoreboard says they got blown out in both of them. That does not bode well as they head home. The other game last night